God forbid there's a woman that's younger or prettier or more successful than MJ, MJ will annihilate them. And the fact that she's more concerned about being seen as the villain as opposed to being honest and coming clean is what's the most hurtful.
All right, Reza.
Yes, sir.
Before we dive in,
The
mustache.
The mustache.
It's making a return.
This is not a full stash. This is just a foray back into the potential of having a stash.
Testing it out again.
Testing the marketplace. Yes.
Okay. Why are we testing the marketplace?
I just thought it might be a fun, look for the season 8 Shahs reunion. It's been such an explosive season so far. And I just thought for such a nuclear, amazing, explosive season of Shahs of Sunset that I would have to do something that explosive and killer for the reunion.
Nuclear, that's a big word.
The episode coming up is next level nuclear. During my trial for my restraining order against MJ's husband, her side subpoenaed that footage.
Wow.
And it was very, very, very eye-opening for me. And I realized from that raw, unfiltered footage what was happening. It was really an important thing for me to see. And I'm glad I got to see it.
Take me into that moment. Why is it so explosive?
So, my friend of 30 years betrayed me. She was in cahoots with a little guy to get him a job on the show. He was using innocuous memes and GIFs of little porno clips, not of my husband's genitalia. Things that they would send back and forth as friends, the same way I do with some of my friends. They took something like that and turned it into something that it wasn't. And MJ fed to her little friend that this is borderline sexual harassment, which is then what happens when he comes to confront me. It went from being naked Jenga to he was sexually harassed. And it got super convoluted, and I immediately knew that MJ's dirty fingers were all over it.
And just to be clear, your friend is Ali Ashori.
I'm not gonna ever speak his name, but MJ's new friend, she was trying to take care of him. Listen, MJ's a very, very, very smart woman. I've been friends with her for 30 years. She says to people, if I'm so gangster, I would have done it myself if I wanted to confront Reza. She's gangster, but she's more gangster in that she tried to keep her hands clean. What she didn't account for was that her new little friend would turn on her and reveal what she was up to. And that is what she is struggling with now.
Okay, so in this analogy you're working with, it's as if she's a mob boss.
No, let's break it down Beverly Hills style.
Okay.
Lucy Apple Juicy. Destiny was Teddy Mellencamp. As soon as Teddy Mellencamp realized there was some bullshit gonna go down, she ran back and told everyone, listen, y'all, I just almost got caught up in some real BS about Lucy Apple Juicy.
So that would make MJ Lisa Vanderpump.
Correct.
Okay.
And so...
And Ali Ashuri, a Vanderpump Dogs employee.
Exactly. I forget what the gentleman's name
John
was.
Blizzard.
Yes. There you go.
For the record, Lisa has said she had nothing to do with Puppygate.
And I'm not saying Lisa did have anything to do with Puppygate. I was only making a comparison for the audience to better understand a situation that is our situation. Unlike the rest of the Beverly Hills cast, I actually have all of the receipts to prove what it is that I'm talking about and why I terminated a 30-year friendship. There are recordings. I heard recordings. I would never drop. You think I'm insane? I'm gonna drop my best friend of 30 years over hearsay? You better believe that I have receipts, recordings, proof, notoriety. Like, I have it in writing. I was horrified. I couldn't believe what MJ was up to. She used her little friend to talk to Destiny, so she never had to talk to Destiny. So if it ever came back, she could always say, I never spoke to Destiny. No, you didn't need to, because your thirsty little friend that was dying to be on the show would have done anything for you. And that is the heartbreaking part, that she sat there and thought this so well planned and orchestrated. The two things she didn't think would ever happen was that her little friend would turn on her or that I would ever find out. You got caught. Not one hand, not two hands, elbows deep in the cookie jar with crumbs all over your face. We all know what you did. Just say sorry. It's cool. We'll embrace you. We all make mistakes. I don't get why they're digging their heels in so tight and denying in the face of so much evidence. And the fact that my best friend of 30 years wouldn't be smart enough to know that if me and my husband fall out with someone, that my best friend of 30 years who I've done more for than my own sister should also not mess with that person. There's nothing worse that you can do than be in cahoots with someone that has an axe to grind between me and my husband.
Was she setting him up to be her minion in this group, or because there were rumors and rumblings that she wasn't going to return to the show?
No, she was trying to ask for more money. She felt like she was deserved more money. She wanted the baby to have money. She wanted money for her house. The cleaning lady should get money. She wanted money to clean her house, cut her grass. Her mom wants money. The bleach for her mom's hair, the red lipstick for her mom is imported from God knows where. They wanted money for everything and everyone. And we just started shooting, and it was just like, I was fighting for her. This is my boo, I love her, take care of her, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, you two really have been the show for all these years, the foundation that it's built on. Now that things have changed, what does that feel like for you operating still in this world of Shahs?
I still love MJ. I will always love MJ. It doesn't erase the 30 years that MJ and I have. I just don't like her right now. And the fact that she's more concerned about being seen as the villain as opposed to being honest and coming clean is what's the most hurtful. But I attribute it to the people she has around her and in her ear. Every person that's in MJ's life today is someone that she met while she was on Shahs of Sunset, including her husband. And that's really sad to me. And it's sad to see money and fame affect her the way it has.
Is there hope for things to course correct there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm 100% about owning what you've done wrong, apologizing for it, and growing from that point.
Where do things go from there? What is still to unfold after the pool party moment?
The pool party is just the beginning, actually. MJ was going around town telling every outlet that would talk to her that I blocked her while she was dying in the ICU. What couldn't have been further from the truth. She and I were communicating the whole time. I was just gathering all my information because I knew she was behind it. So I was livid. I was on fire. I knew if I went to the hospital that I would either get into a fist fight with Tommy or some bad thing would happen. You can't show up for someone and be happy for them when you feel like they're doing you wrong.
Got it.
So going to the hospital, was not an option for me, the way I was feeling. And then I thought, I need to put this bitch on ice until I get to a calm, cool place. Let me process this betrayal and how I'm feeling. And when I'm ready, I'll reach out to my best friend of 30 years. But that sleazeball Nima, that real opportunist sleazeball Nima, who I will never speak to ever again, decided, knowing me and MJ for only 2 years, that he knew best and that maybe she should show up and force a confrontation. And I think that if I had time to cool off, process it more, there'd be a better outcome. But because Nima decided it was in whatever best interest to ambush me and bring MJ there.
I'm trying to be peacemaker.
How is ambushing a bunch of people being peaceful?
That bitch just ran like the bitch that he is, didn't he?
Well,
Yeah, I wonder why. Because he's scared?
did you instigate between him and Ali?
Why do you think MJ went along with that?
Because she wanted to come and defend her behavior. She was angry that nobody came to visit her when she was in the hospital. Thank God everything went well. But what she's trying to make it seem like, partly, is to diffuse from all of the she was pulling when she wasn't almost dying. The 9 months when she was on bed rest with her mom playing Battleship and trying to figure out all her little moves.
This kind of puppeteering behavior, that is a lifelong thing of MJ's or a
Lifelong.
show thing? Okay.
Lifelong thing of MJ's. Please ask MJ to give you a list of 6 girlfriends that I knew she was friends with in high school. Where were they at her wedding? Not one of them were there. There's a reason why these patterns don't go away, and there's a reason why you leave all this carnage by the wayside. She cannot stand me being friends with other women. God forbid there's a woman that's younger or prettier or more successful than MJ. MJ will annihilate them. Poor Lily. I literally saw her at Golness's baby shower, and I walked up to her, I hugged her and apologized to her profusely because half of the venom that MJ gave her was as a result of me loving Lily and wanting to be super close to her. Poor Asa, you saw what happened to Asa. I mean, and now Destiny. I can't get close to any female? It's like, are you kidding me? I've known Destiny's family longer than I've known MJ. Destiny wasn't born yet when I knew Destiny's family. And MJ has a real hard time accepting that for some reason. She doesn't want anyone to have a connection to me that could potentially be longer than the connection MJ has.
How was your and Adam's relationship impacted by all of this?
Mine and Adam's relationship was impacted like a 9.0 earthquake. It really opened up a bunch of wounds, and it created a lot of mistrust, and both of us felt very betrayed because MJ was both of our confidants. We treated her like a queen, like gold, like she was family. And to be betrayed by someone that we were so kind to, it's really just devastating. Now in hindsight, it was the best thing that could have ever happened because it's brought Adam and I so much closer to one another. Our communication is through the roof, but at a huge sacrifice.
You did catch a little flack for the phone call when she was in the ICU.
Yeah.
Hey, Maris, did you tell Ali Ashuri to come confront me about sexually harassing people? That Adam has been sexually harassing him?
Do you regret at all calling her in that moment?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I wish that my best friend of 30 years hadn't betrayed me. I wasn't thinking clearly. I wasn't thinking, well, you know, if I wait 2 hours, she won't be in the ice. It wasn't like that.
And on the flip side, you weren't thinking like, this will make a great TV moment. You were just living your life like, I gotta call her.
I'm so glad you said that. Do you know why? It was about life. It was about, is my best friend a lying, conniving, manipulative person who's betraying me and coming between my husband? Or is this some innocuous thing drummed up by this little person sitting before me auditioning for Shahs of Sunset?
I know this leads to a domino effect of, there's the Tommy drama. We've seen the footage of him smashing the planters in your yard.
Yeah.
We know a restraining order went down.
Yeah.
As all that was unfolding in your life and now we're gonna watch it back, what were you thinking?
If you set foot on my property because of something I said at a pool party, I don't care what the hell it was I said at a pool party. If you show up at my house after calling me on the phone and telling me you're gonna kill me, you drive up with a baseball bat, you jump my fence, and you vandalize my property, and you trespass, I don't give a flying F who you are. You're gonna get in trouble. We wanted to sell our house. We wanted to move. We had full-time security 24/7 for a week outside of our door. I was gonna get a gun. It was no joke.
You say door is open to repair things with MJ, but how can you have a relationship with MJ when her husband and the father of her child is someone that it seems you can never repair things with?
You don't think the husband is gonna, you think she's gonna stay with that husband? You think she's gonna stay with a husband who has no job? Okay. What does Tommy do for a living?
But Tommy would have to be out of the picture for you and MJ.
I have a 3-year restraining order with Tommy. I'm praying that in these 3 years that she and I, in a safe public location, can have some sort of dialogue where we can turn the page. And he's just her muscle. I think that if she and I can turn the page, that she can talk to her muscle and calm him down.
If MJ does not own up to what you're saying she needs to own up to at the reunion in between now and a potential season 9,
Yeah.
what does season 9 look like? Can she come back to this group?
Why couldn't she? I'm going to be cordial with her. I'll be polite to her. I even saw her at BravoCon. I said, "Hello, MJ. It's nice to see you." And she goes, "It's nice to see me, is it? Is it? It's nice." And I was like, and I turned around and I went and mingled with all the other amazing Bravo celebrities that were there. She couldn't have been more ugly. She couldn't have been more unpleasant. She was full of some issue. And then the funny thing was, a couple minutes later, Mike turned to me and goes, "Can you believe this bitch? She's the one that started all this and now she doesn't want to be nice."
Let's talk about some lighter, more fun things.
Yes.
Gigi's about to be a mom.
I am over the moon for Gigi.
Has seeing her go through that process made you and Adam revisit the conversations around kids?
Honestly, what Tommy did by coming to our house and just all the toxicity that came our way because of MJ and Tommy, we really put the baby making situation on hold until I figure out what is going on, because he's very threatening, and it scares us. I have no problem saying I am afraid of him.
Other happy good news, Reza
Yes.
Be Obsessed
Yes.
is selling across the country.
Yes. And I'm proud to say that it's doing so well that we're doing a new higher end 24 karat collection, which is in the works, which is going to have a higher infusion of the really expensive ingredients that are really beneficial, like champagne and diamonds for shine, gold for strength, black truffle oil for nourishment, hydrolyzed pea protein for growth.
Wow.
Yeah.
We went from Asa with her diamond water to you putting diamond in hair care products. That's-
Totally. Yeah.
When you walk into a Sally's, is there like a little special Bravo celebrity section where it's Reza Be Obsessed and then Kenya Moore hair care next to each other?
No, but I'm afraid that if we are next to each other, that bitch is gonna roll in and like move me to another area and put herself on top, because you know how Kenya does.
Oh, I know how Kenya does.
Yeah. Nope. All jokes aside, being a gay Middle Eastern kid who wasn't born in this country, to walk into a store and see my bottles with my name on it, it makes me feel like, wow, this is the greatest country in the world, and you really, really can do whatever you want.